So let's go on to the second house. Second house is a much more staid house. We associate it with the quality of earth. And so we have this idea of security. Generally, people are security-minded when their sun falls in the second house. And the time of birth, of course, is at 2 to 4 a.m. And this is just kind of an interesting thought. But think about people who have difficulty sleeping. I don't know about you. Do you wake up between 2 and 4? To me, it seems to be the common time where people are going to pop up in the middle of the night, so to speak, more so than at midnight already. They're really not popping up. But at 2 to 4, it's a security. And again, I'm just giving this just as a thought to plant a seed. That if you continually find yourself waking up between 2 and 4 a.m., there's probably a security issue going on in your life. Now, does that mean a money issue? Not necessarily. You may be concerned, like many of us have been, about our houses, our sense of security there, our sense of values. Maybe someone is challenging us on a value that we have. Somewhere our world of security is being disrupted. So it's just a thought to think about if you're having sleep issues between 2 and 4 a.m. So on a very mundane level, it's money. How much money do you have in the bank, so to speak? And by the way, be very clear, looking at a chart, not everyone needs a lot of money in their chart. Some charts just don't need that much security. Other people need more of it. And under the sun in the second house, that birth time, they generally feel a little more on the conservative side. They would rather not expose themselves to as much risk, again, because they're into security, right? And we have the values. The values are really hard to judge because we could have values anywhere. But generally these people are very fixed on what their value system is. And they're going to continually stick with it for a long period of time. They're not going to be flighty and switching their belief systems often. And then I put beauty and the arts. I can think of years ago, I was doing a consultation over the phone. A gal had a lot of planets in the second house, and so I said, oh, you really love beauty. And I think I even said something like, you probably like the cosmetic counter at Dillard's. I think I said that as an example. And she didn't say anything, she didn't respond. And after a bit I said, is this making sense to you? And she goes, well, no, Mary, I don't wear makeup at all. I don't like any of that stuff. She goes, what I like is nature. I want to be out in nature. I want the real deal. I want to be by plants and flowers and trees. I want to be in the garden. So I learned my lesson. Sometimes you have to do these things and learn from your lessons, right? So it's beauty, but whatever someone thinks is beauty, right? And by the way, anyone who really has a big focus in the second house is usually a collector. Again, this is kind of a skewed thing to say, but it's just something I've noticed. You remember, I do feng shui as well as the astrology, so I'm in and out of people's homes as well. And sometimes people maybe don't even have that much money. They really have a need to collect. So whether it's a teacup collection, whether it's a gun collection, makes no difference what it is, but oftentimes that gives people a great sense of security to look in their room or to look on their wall to see a collection of something. So we're talking about psychological security here as well. So going a little bit deeper, dig a little bit deeper here with this idea of what does it mean? What does a person with their sun in the second house, and remember we're back at that birth time between 2 and 4 a.m. What is that, what is that person, what's their path all about? And of course the obvious thing, they're trying to create security. Now they may try a couple of different things, right? They may have a job and they say, you know what, I'm going to do this thing on the side as well. And that money's going to go into my retirement account. That might be more their motivation, thinking, the security side of it. But you know, one of the big things about the second house is they love quality. Oh my God. They can scam quality. They can be out shopping. I always say I like to shop with these people because they know how to go into a store and just go down the rack. Okay, this is quality. They can see it, or they can quickly look at 3 different coffee makers and figure out which one is the best for the money. So identifying quality is a big thing. Of course, accumulating wealth, and here again, all levels of wealth that they're looking for. It could be in friendships as well as money, but they're very like the idea of some predictability about their life. And again, we come back to the beauty and the arts. And the builders, they are the builders. People with a sun in the second house like to build things, like to create some sense of things that are going to go on forever. And if you build something, for the most part, it's going to stand. It's not going to collapse the next day. So that it's a real strong earthy influence that we have there. Okay, before we go to the third house, does anyone have just a quick question or comment? Are we okay? Perfect.